let's talk about Fartbuckle.
I feel liberated.
Fartbuckle the Goblin is TikTok's latest favorite NPC, making a noble sacrifice for the rest of his party. The outpouring of love for this seemingly innocuous NPC has many people asking the most important question they can. How do you make a solid NPC that can carry the weight of memorable moments? Fartbuckle's success is no coincidence. He plays the part of an ill-fated hero. Who doesn't remember Boromir being pelted by arrows, buying the rest of the Fellowship a few extra precious moments? But it's a mistake to think that death is what makes these characters so memorable. The fact of the matter is, these brave last stands only work because these NPCs were already interesting to begin with. In truth, we know very little about Fartbuckle, but we do know a few key things. He isn't some random NPC. He's the party's companion, so it's safe to assume that he rolls initiative like the rest of us. Beyond that, he strikes quite a figure in a cape, and he speaks some broken common. He is a helpful companion, he's proficient enough that he didn't get killed by a couple of wolves early on in the campaign, and he's got a couple of details that make him pretty interesting. Again, you can't help but think of other helpful companions. Boromir, too caring to resist the ring's promise of safety for his kingdom. Beyond that, good as gold with a sword and shield. Wash from Firefly, an ace pilot with a love of dinosaurs, and also someone who succumbed to a pretty grim fate. There are a few bits and pieces of key information that extend to all of these memorable side characters. Number 1. They're useful. There's nothing worse than a supposedly helpful hobgoblin trying to regain his honor being given a commoner stat block because the DM doesn't want to run another character in combat. Let the allies and companions help the party. Just be sure not to make them quite as awesome as the rest of the group. Number 2. They have some unique features. A good accent, a unique weapon, a stylish cape. These small touches may seem like simple set dressing, but they help the party keep these NPCs in the front of their mind. You have to remember, these NPCs are there to be memorable. Number 3, and this is the hardest one for new DMs. They have to be sincere. Fartbuckle's last words weren't a joke. Fartbuckle save friends, Fartbuckle is happy. If considering that peak of roleplay vulnerability is making you sweat, just remember you've spent hours narrating combat and caves and magic swords already. Number 4, don't make an NPC just to kill them. We all know that there's one season of Stranger Things where they introduce 3 NPCs and kill 2 of them off in that season. Supernatural introduces 8 and kills all 8. Let them stick around. Describe their antics with the rest of the party. Let them grow into a solid relationship with the rest of the group. That way, when they get disintegrated 3 arcs later, they're not just a random red shirt there to prove that dragons are dangerous. So let's wrap things up. If you want your NPCs to be memorable and impactful, they need to be sincere, helpful, and have time to grow. This is a place where DMs need to loosen their grip on the wheel just a little bit. All of your NPCs should have some of these bones. But at the end of the day, your players are going to pick their favorite NPCs. Never insist that your favorite has to be their favorite. If you introduce Galmar Stonehammer, the king under the mountain, because he was your old NPC, but the rest of the party prefers Vince McHam, the gladiator who wears a suit, then you just kind of have to go with it. Galmar's gonna go do his quest off screen, while McHam comes and saves the party at the final hour. And truthfully, that's a good thing. Let the party find their oddball favorites, then punch them up. Add a bit of backstory, some useful abilities, and eventually you'll find their ultimate destiny through play. Fartbuckles aren't born, they're found. Sometimes in random encounters that you're only running because you forgot to prep that session.